What do you need to do?
I want to scroll up in here.
Click to join match.
No, we still have 19 seconds.
We still have 19 seconds. Look, I have a bunch of mismatched white borderlands on Magic Online for reason. Velik with the $10 donation. For Gorio Pox run back. 10 out of 10. We'll get that one back in the queue for sure. That deck is sweet.
Reddit's a cesspool. I want to play this one first.
Okay.
That's our first card.
Yeah, what do you want to do now?
Now I want to pass the turn.
Nah, we're going to do this. So, Legacy is a format where everyone else's decks have a bunch of cards that cost 1 mana in them. And this card says if you play it for 2 mana, nobody can cast 1 mana cards anymore. So it's one of our ways we say, haha, you can't play Magic anymore.
I bet their deck has no 1-cost cards.
I was just about to say they're probably going to be a Chalice of the Void deck too. We're just going to hate ourselves. Ooh, that's a good start for us, I think. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. Alright, so Ancient Tomb makes 2 manas.
That's good.
And we'll play this here Magus of the Moon. Turn their lands into mountains. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Are we having fun? I hope it's good for you. I'm excited. Hope you're excited, opponent. Play a backup Blood Moon here. Our opponent's probably going to lose this game without ever casting a spell.
Maybe.
Like, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Maybe they assume you're going to...
What are bad matchups for this deck? This deck is pretty bad against the decks that cheat large creatures into play, in my experience. It's bad against Omnishow. It's medium against Sneak and Show. It's really bad against Reanimator. You're basically the combo decks that can kind of not care about your Chalice of the Voids. I'll just get Chandra going here. Yeah, my experience, those are the only really bad matchups for it. This deck lines up pretty well against Delver and 4-color control and a lot of the other fair decks in the format. It was pretty good against Miracles when last time I played it, but the fact that Chandra can't hit Jace anymore probably makes it a little bit worse there. Really, you think Death and Taxes gives it a hard time? I guess your build is different than mine. My build that wasn't playing Rabblemaster or Magus, I think it actually had a pretty good Death and Taxes matchup. But I guess this build is fairly different from those.
But he didn't use his words and say why it gives it a hard time.
Yeah, but he's got a sub-badge. So that means I can encourage him to explain more, but he doesn't get timed out for it. Yeah, Zach, if you're wondering what cards do, please use the search functions. We try to keep the chat on topic, and people just like spamming what does X card do really makes it kind of cluttered. There's lots of good resources for finding out what cards do and why. So we want Spyglass here, probably to name Stage or Vampire Hexmage, depending on what's going on. Do I actually... Is Trinisphere actually good in this matchup? Trinisphere is a little bit medium, right? Because, like, they play a kind of a high land count, and, I like how there's, like, 1 Surgical in this board. I guess the Surgical is, like, the 5th Faerie Macabre, right? I'm just going to do that, because, like, if we can survive the first Dark Depths... No, we can never survive the first Dark Depths, right? I really don't have a good other card to bring in. I just know I don't really want the Trinispheres. I guess I'll leave 1 in. Hey, Ralphie Poo, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Kinda, but, like, we don't have a way to actually take it off the table, so, like, Surgicaling their Dark Depths doesn't really accomplish anything. This hand has some okay cards in it, but it's really just too slow, I think. I think on the draw, Chalice of the Void for 1 on 2. Needle or Bob? Okay, yeah, Bob is interesting. Yeah, I could see Abrade coming in.
I liked the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood stream.
This hand is also pretty bad. I'm going to keep this on the draw with the scry. We're looking for a basic mountain or a or like a Chrome Mox or Simian Spirit Guide. You should take a peek at... Did you ever try playing with the builds that I worked on, F-Gator? They're a little bit different than like what this build is playing. I was pretty unimpressed with Magus and Rabblemaster when I played this archetype. What streams did Jake and Declan watch kids play with toys? Give her 5 dough with adjusted monthly deck? Nope, not close. And hey, look, there's the Pithing Needle. So that, and they're probably naming this since this is what we killed them with last time. Yeah, so I definitely should have brought in the Abrades. I like Bob's suggestion a lot of bringing in Abrade to hedge not only Dark Confidant but Pithing Needle here.
The videos of kids playing with toys.
One of them is like one of the top YouTube channels in the world, right? It's like top 10.
I don't like it. There's just something about it that I don't like. Can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe it's the insane amount of consumerism for the 4-year-old child, but I think what I don't understand is why it's what other kids want to watch.
I mean, watching people play with kids' toys isn't really that different than like the content that people made on television for it.
Yeah, but these are like 3 and 4-year-olds who would rather just play with the toys themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
children are very self-centered.
All right, that's a Chrome Mox.
There's a lot of really weird kids stuff on YouTube.
I think I'm just supposed to jam the Magus of the Moon here. We could go Mox into Pia and Kiran Nalaar, but I think getting the Magus out is ideal. They're probably going to have an Abrupt Decay for the first one, so we're going to want to follow up Magus to continue playing Disruption for their lands out.
All right, fine.
Oh, actually, if they have Abrupt Decay here, we're just dead, right? Because they're going to get to our Dark Depths. Yeah, they're going to have Dark Depths plus Abrupt Decay here. Well, that's a Dark Confidant. Okay, so, like, I have to keep a Blood Moon in play now because, if we don't keep Blood Moon in play, this Dark Depths doesn't have counters on it. Maybe a long time ago, Jim Davis recently played a Battle of Wits deck. In my experience, it makes Magic Online run even slower than Magic Online normally runs, so it's not really an enjoyable experience.
It's just strange to me that tiny children wouldn't rather just play with the toys themselves. Because I don't know if you guys know toddlers, but they don't really sit still and have a long attention span.
Duress is kind of a tilt here. Losing the Fiery Confluence that could have killed Bob and the Pithing Needle is kind of a beating. Well, I guess the Rabblemaster is pretty good now. You don't know any toddlers, you probably have nice things. People who know toddlers don't have nice things. It's one of the perks of not being familiar with toddlers.
He's not wrong.
No, I Chrome Moxed the Pia and Kiran Nalaar because I had Fiery Confluence in my hand. I think that was a worthwhile exchange. Like, obviously we get punished by Duress, but I think it was worth doing what I did. Yeah, being a parent has prepared me well for interacting with Twitch chat. It's a good work experience. So I want to play this post-combat, because if I play this pre-combat, it's going to require my other Goblin Rabblemaster to attack, and I don't want to attack my Rabblemaster into the Vampire Hexmage here. This is my life.
If your wife isn't on the fence, which side of the fence is she on? Because if she's on the no fence, then side of the fence, then you just gotta go with it.
Yep. Well, 10 out of 10 be on YouTube. Everything ends up on the YouTubes. Always. I'll publish on it before we go to bed tonight. Alright, so the Rabblmasters are obligated to attack here, which kind of sucks. The question is, do I want to swing with the Magus of the Moons too? If I swing with the Magus of the Moons, they're going to get to double block here, and then they can jump here, and this hits for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can't attack with these because they'll get to eat them. I'm on cornfield time, so it's currently 9:30 here in the evening. There's currently a Pithing Needle on Chandra, so that is not an option. Now, the opponent's deck generally doesn't play Maelstrom Pulse. They're taking 8 here down to 4, which is, like, decent for us. They do have Deathrite Shamalaman with a green mana to gain some health back starting next turn. Christy, give me a price point for a 5-song cover EP by Jeff. He always says he'll get back to me, but never has. Oh, well, there's one decay.
Like you're gonna record a record?
He wants me to record songs. Yeah, they want to hear me sing.
Oh, dear God. Why would you subject yourselves to that?
Well, my Rabblemaster's been tamed here. Hopefully this Dark Confidant can kill them. I think most of their deck is 1s and 2s, though, so I think with Deathrite Shaman going, the Dark Confidant really can't kill them. They have 4 health in the bank here with 2 cards in my discard pile.
It's awful. The singing is so awful.
I haven't posted my thesis. I said I would post my master's paper. Remind me in Discord after this, and I will link you my Dropbox PDF. Alright, so kind of punished for playing the Spirit Card out.
Jeff literally used crayons for his master's degree, so I don't know if I'd trust it.
I didn't use crayons.
I wrote it. You had to color, not for your paper, but I remember you had a couple classes where you were coloring.
I had a couple classes where you were coloring. Look, some people have entire degrees in coloring, okay?
That's fair.
My master's degree is just in pure mathematics. Didn't have a focus or anything like that.
I think we should do another arts and crafts stream.
Hey Jeff, I always catch the VODs on YouTube. Glad to watch you play some Legacy Live. Coldstrom, thank you for the 3 months of support. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Welcome to a live one. Just a short one this evening, but I felt like playing some Legacy. So here we are. Got a little bit dumpstered with the 10 depths deck tonight, but we're a little bit medium in this game at the moment, but we're up a game in the match, so we get a game 3 here if we lose this. We did do a baking stream. I think it ended up on YouTube. I actually don't recall at this point.
It really wasn't baking.
That's true. It was deep frying and stuff.
It was deep frying and grilling. We could do a baking stream. Ooh, we could do a baking stream / arts and crafts stream. We could bake cookies and then decorate them.
Okay. It's a crop rotation. Sure. It's probably basically just like a rotation to thin. Why did they rotate for dark depths? Why did they get rid of their depths? That's weird. They must have another depths in their hand, right? It's the only thing that could really explain this. This Bob Fadant might kill them here. Because they're going to 6. Like, Bob could kill them in 2 to 3 turns potentially. Hey, yeah, play the other Bob. Come on. Come on, play the other Bob. Play the other Bob. Come on, play the other Bob. And they had the other Dark Depths, like expected. Well, I mean, that's very lethal if they don't have an Abrupt Decay here. If they have an Abrupt Decay here, they're going to be able to Abrupt Decay our Magus of the Moon and then make it 20/20. Yep. I can't deal 6. This card costs 4 mana. Yep. Yeah, the City of Traitors is a mountain, so the City of Traitors is not currently making extra mana. And that game felt to me like a pretty good example of like why I'm not a big fan of Magus of the Moon and Rabblemaster. Like both those cards were just like kind of medium and didn't accomplish much.
What's with that card?
This?
Yeah, why is it weird looking?
Because Magic Online is a piece of quality software. Yeah, they can't get the fucking frames colored right. Its application makes, you know, $20 million a year or whatever. Can't get the color of the cards right. Yeah, I mean, this hand's great, right? This is like turn one Rabble you, turn 2 Magus of the Moon. If I attack with Magus there, they just take the hit. So, like, the result ends up being the same. You're right, I didn't offer my opponent the chance to make a mistake. I could have offered them the chance to make a mistake, and I didn't, so maybe I should have. But attacking with Magus ends us back up in the same spot, basically. So the opponent just, like, takes the hit and goes to 2. Or chump blocks with the Deathrite Shaman, either or. So Rabblemaster closes the door quickly, which is nice. It's Karn. All right, let's start by attacking with my dorks here. This is hitting them for 6, and next turn we're hitting for 8, 9, 10 potentially. So we're going to 13. This is going to put them to 12. We have them dead in 2 currently. If we draw another land, we can Ensnaring Bridge them. Would your build of this list on Gathering Magic for March any updates? Yeah, I think there should be some number of Karn, Scion of Urza. Actually, if you look at my spoiler article for Karn, Scion of Urza on Gathering Magic, I put some sample lists in there. But again, like when I worked on this deck last time, I was pretty happy not having Magus of the Moon and Rabblemaster in it. That's gross. Alright, so what am I naming here? I guess I'm just naming Vampire Hexmage. Yep. I'm kind of surprised they didn't K-grip my land there. I guess they want to save it for things like this. Do I just want to smash here? If I smash, their hand is Needle, Hexmage, K-grip. I have double bridge. Yeah, fuck it. Let's smash. Let's me cast Karn next turn if they trade. If they don't trade, they're like their health total is really low. Yeah, deal. That card's not very good when Alright, so let's see if this is spooky or not. If it's spooky, they name Karn. If it's not spooky, they name Chandra again. God bless you, opponent. Haha, you activated my Karn card. Actually, I should do this, right? Because next turn I can draw a card and then Karn to draw a card and I'll be able to attack for 4, which is lethal.
Should I go to bed?
You could go to bed, or you could go upstairs and play your farm game for a little bit. Your choice. I'm probably going to be 45 minutes to an hour. Depending on how long everything takes. That's so long. Your life is tough. It's not just a farm game. It is a farming simulator. Okay. What are we getting here? Like, there's other Stardew. So you could stream Stardew, honey.
That's not really a good streaming game.
Why not? Look at all the people that love Stardew. Maybe it's a better streaming game than you think. Bridge, Spirit Guide. Doesn't matter which one we get here. We get to attack with our 4/4 either way, which is lethal.
I have not played Farm Simulator. I like tabletop games.
And I think I'm actually not supposed to cast the Ensnaring Bridge here because I don't want to make my construct so large that I can't attack next turn. It's impressive that she can support me because I'm rather large. See, we should set up your a farming stream for you.
Yeah, but I feel like if I was gonna stream it, I would make a new farm and only play the farm when I stream, so that we could do it together, and it could be like a
stream farm.
Like a stream farm, but it would be a something that we work on together over time.
You could play with your viewers. There's multiplayer.
It is multiplayer. Particular favorite tabletop game?
I like the cut of this player's jib.
So many. Hooglandia Acres.
All right. We're 1-0. Look at that. Already won infinitely more matches than the last league.
What are my favorite tabletop games right now?
I have to shill for a moment. Do you want to shill for us?
I want to shill.
Yeah, shill away.
MTGO Traitors, they have stuff. Cool Stuff Inc. also has stuff.
But their stuff is cool.
Yeah, Inked Gaming has inked stuff. We love giving timeouts here.
That was like medium minus shilling. It was weak. We're gonna have to like step up your shill game if you're gonna have a Hoagland farm.
Okay.
All right, try again. New sponsors, take two.
Okay. Card Sphere might have stuff. Mac Weldon has stuff for your body. There's some guys here that want you to watch the stream, which you're already doing. I feel like we should have this one advertised to people who aren't already here.
They want you to follow the stream, which maybe not everyone is doing.
That's true. Press the heart button.
Press the heart button. I prefer wife shilling over Jeff shilling. This is the stuff. It sends us some money.
I feel like you should redo that.
I should redo that.
Really
That's not fair.
It's not really fair to your sponsor.
We're still waiting for the match to pop. All right, we'll do a real sponsor. MTGO Traders, folks. They buy and sell lots of Magic Online cards using code Hoagland PayPal. You can save 8% on your singles orders there. Cool Stuff Inc. buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. Inked Gaming would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And of course, Christy got the last banner right. We fucking love timing people out here, so talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your free Hoaglandia timeout. What are your thoughts on Standard right now? I know I watched my Standard player in the team event over the weekend play Chain Whirler Mirrors basically all day, and it looked very miserable. I haven't played it personally, and I have no desire to play it personally, so we're gonna maybe when Kaladesh rotates, I'll try some Standard. Of course we've got.
Look, you can't even do it. The mods are too quick.
I know. Look at it. It's just a slaughter. I love the slaughter after.
Wait, hold on. I need to go scroll up a minute.
What?
Oh, I thought it said you were nicer to look at than me.
No, they're not.
All
They understand.
Wait, I missed another. There was another message for me. Now I can't find it in all the timeouts.
There was
down. Right there. We do have Dinosaur Island.
We have Dinosaur Island. We've played it once. We haven't played it again because it was a lot of setup.
It's a hefty game.
It was a lot to take in. Dinosaur Island has a lot of pieces.
It's hefty. But they have an expansion coming out because that's just what they need.
Let me die on my sword. Take me out. Ban APM too high. What if I'm a longtime moderator and sub? JTMS is broken in modern. Changed my mind or timed me out. It happened again. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, this is a keep.
Oh, it missed the cup. It doesn't count.
It missed it. Don't worry. It all makes it here. Hey, Oblong Osprey. Did I say that right? Oblong Osprey. I think that's right.
Good job.
Thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. And there's a lot of people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch, so I appreciate you supporting my stuff this month. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff you could complain about in Standard, but honestly, you should just like, hey, Wannabe Beetle, do you like your new badge? You have a new badge. What do you think of your BIP badge? Are they nice? Do we like them?
How come Nivik doesn't have a new one?
Because we don't have those yet. Goldie actually just sent me the drafts for those, but I wanted to touch them up a little bit before I upload them. Hey, to Surugu Hex, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome. I appreciate that. I think it came out pretty well. I was worried that the sizing might be bad, but I think it translates that it's like a gem or circlet. We're gonna have custom badges for everything except for you can't do custom badges for 1 bit or 100 bits apparently for some reason, but I'm gonna do custom badges for the rest of them. I think.
Why is Hooglandia rising on June 18th? Why June 18th? Why not June 19th or June 17th?
It's another looks like another turbo depths deck. This hand's. Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Whoa.
Those are my favorites. Those are.
Did they even?
Just they cast the spell that lets them look at our hand and then they conceded.
Good.
Oh, this fucking format, man. It's so great sometimes. I'm pretty sure we just board like their turbo depths. I'm pretty sure Bayou Thoughtseize we board like their turbo depths. I'm just gonna do like we did last match. 3 Trinispheres and a Hazoret out, these 4 in.
The Hooglandia cult? Are you part of the Hooglandia cult, Tommy? You're the mayor of the Hooglandia cult?
To be fair, we have concession discard spells in Modern sometimes too. There are occasionally concession discard spells in Modern.
Why can't you be in the cult? Isn't it your cult? I don't understand what's going on.
No, the cult is rising in Hooglandia.
Oh, they're going to overthrow you.
They're going to overthrow. Life is going to change. Honestly, I was person 3 in the cult and I don't really know what's going on. That's
Are they going to overthrow you?
Maybe. I feel like I should... Ow. Wait, what? Mox? Are they playing 4... Is this 4-color loam? This is 4-color loam. The Abrades are good, but the Spyglasses probably aren't particularly good.
What happens when you're overthrown?
I don't know. I just hope I get to stay employed.
Hogland's my hero. That's funny.
I mean, we're not here to not cast Blood Moon on one, right? Let's start with that. Next turn we can abrade this Mox Diamond. If you use this link here in your mobile browser, you can subscribe. Thanks for the support, Hackman.
No, the app just has a little button.
The Android app does now, but it actually charges you more.
Really?
It charges you, yeah, because Android takes their cut. So they are playing a Dark Depth strategy.
I mean, Hugel Declan would make a really cute stream. That kid is just dripping with charisma.
The Thoughtseize is a little bit annoying here because it does mean that they get to take my Abrade away, which was going to kill their Mox Dimension. Like, hopefully rip like a Fiery Confluence or another Abrade here at some point. I do get to play this out now, which is nice. The cult is still accepting applications. If so, something June 18th. We need a Jacob Train stream.
He hasn't done that in a long time.
Can they beat Chalice on 2 if we've Blood Mooned them? Yeah, they can. Whoa. That is fucking aggro. So for people that don't know, that aren't paying attention, they just drew a bunch of cards there. So just They are down to 6, which means this Magus of the Moon's probably Dees.
Wait, does Nivik have 2 accounts? I'm confused.
In Modern, what's my preferred deck right now? Well, you know, this Legacy format, I remember why I ended up playing this deck in Cincinnati. I like Jeskai Ascendancy combo. I also like Black-Green mid-range with 4 trackers. We played Jund with 4 trackers too, that also felt pretty reasonable. I think either of those decks are fine. If you're looking for a combo deck, I like Jeskai Ascendancy combo. If you're looking for a fair interactive deck, I like Black-Green mid-range. What is with those Abrades and where could I get them? Those are a Magic Online wrong color specialty. Being Super Friends is fine. I think it just doesn't quite have the same power level as decks like Jeskai Ascendancy and Green Black though.
But it was Nivik Kool-Aid Maker and Nivik Yasik.
Nivik changed his username. You can change your username on Twitch now.
Oh. So then their little thing that said to contact him isn't going to work.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Kids these days got to keep it on point. All right, well we're 2-0 with Mono Red here, which is, you know, 2 more matches than we won trying to play the other deck. How do you like Cobra Sahili in Modern? I think basically all of the creature combo decks in Modern are slow and clunky and not quite good enough for the format. I think the format's really pretty fast and brutal, and those decks aren't particularly well positioned. I don't know where to get my... I don't get why there are misprints on... It should be easy to fix. Should in fact...
Probably for the same reason there's foils. Because those are cool on a digital client.
Well, the misprints, the things like that aren't intentional. Those are because they can't fix their shit.
I mean, they're going to just come back and say,
just like
it was intentional.
the third one of these in a row. So many Dark Depths decks. This is a good deck to be playing if we're queuing into Dark Depths decks, to be fair, so I'm not going to really complain, but 10 out of 10 we'll take it. It's a decent draw.
Oh, I won the game at the thing tonight.
What was the game?
So, she had a quarter, and she flipped the quarter, so it was... You know, you had a 50-50 chance of being right. So everybody had to choose heads or tails. And if you were right, you stayed standing. If you were wrong, you sat down. And I chose heads, and it was heads. And so, like, a couple people sat down. And I chose heads again, and it was heads. And a couple more people sat down. And we got through 4 times. And there were like 5 of us left that picked heads for all 4 times, and we're still standing. And then that 5th coin flip, the rest of them all picked tails, and I picked heads because clearly they don't know how statistics work. And I won because I was the only one that picked heads because it was 5 heads in a row.
So you're saying you have what it takes to be a professional coin flipper. That's basically how you get started playing Magic. You gotta have what it takes to be a professional coin flipper.
But now I get to go for free next time.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So I can spend that money on a new game.
This isn't quite good enough, right? If we had a second land, it would be fine, but I think just like Chalice the Void in the play is not quite good enough here.
Yeah, this one, if they contact at Nivik Yasek, they're not going to get you, right?
Bottom of mountain here. Pretty sure we want to Mox into Chalice here. I have to give up my threat to do this, but I think this is worthwhile. I just want to like curve Mox or Chalice into Blood Moon on the play. It's like, welcome to Thunderdome. She should roll the dice when we play Magic, right? Who's here? She's my die roller. She's very good at it. Don't judge me. Looks like a miss.
What was that?
I don't know. Looked like someone that was typing into the wrong window. So I'm just gonna zoop that on out of there for them. All right. Well, welcome to jail. Let me know if you're gonna break out anytime soon, opponent.
It's really humid.
On June 18th, Holandia will arise. Until then, you won't be receiving any more donations from us. Red Mulligan, thanks for the 500 bits. Hope you enjoy your stay with the cult. Am I supposed to play this out? So it's interesting. I think they're most...
Should we be scared?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I think I'm supposed to just put this on 2. I think I'm supposed to put this on 2. It turns off my Abrades exactly, and I turned off my Abrades and my Spyglasses, but I don't have many of those. What do you think of the modern port of this deck? I think this deck's very bad in modern. I think Blood Moon's kind of mediocre in the format in general right now, and I think Chalice of the Void has been very bad in modern for a very long time. I've not ever really played Yu-Gi-Oh! No. Look at that, a Goblin Rabblemaster. Brabble-abba-ding-dong. Team Hackman47 with the brand new Tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me employed. We're almost at 1,500 sub points. We'll see what happens on the 18th, but 19th, whatever day that is. But might do something special when we hit 1,500 sub points. By that I mean just work a whole bunch extra.
God, your life is fun.
I mean, I kind of just play video games on the internet.
Can I play a video game on the internet?
You can definitely play a video game on the internet.
I need you to buy me a controller.
I gotta buy it for you?
Yeah, I don't have any money.
I don't have any money. I give you permission to spend some of your dollars.
What dollars?
How much to wake up the children right now? $1,000. You want to ruin my day tomorrow? That's how much it's going to cost you. We play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time, thanks to Tom and Kit. That's true. I actually really like how this badge turned out.
Yeah.
It actually looks really good.
I'm gonna ask the subs Discord to point me in the direction of a nice controller for my Steam account.
This hand's great. We have turn 1 2 different Blood Moons. If they thought sees us, they might take the Chrome Mox. I don't know. I am not a part of the cult. I have nothing to do with them. I am not to be held responsible for things that they're doing. Bud Jinxed, thank you very much for the brand new Tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for the support. Yeah, look at that. They took the Chrome Mox as predicted. And I mean if they go Depths Hex Mage, they make a 2020 here. We do get to bridge the 2020, but it is a little bit annoying to say the least. Okay, well, that's good for us. I think we lead on... Huh, that's interesting. I think I actually lead on Chalice of the Void here. Maybe this is wrong. I don't think they can 2020 me at end of turn here. I guess they had a couple of Spirit Guides, maybe. No, I don't think so.
I feel like there needs to be a trailer. Hooglandia will rise.
On June 18th, your life will change forever, but until then, you'll be receiving no more donations from us. All right, Arcanian. All right. All right, I would just like to remind the cult that I reserve the right to refuse any donation deck list for any reason.
I mean, that is in the rules.
That is in the rules. That is an important asterisk. Karn seems pretty dope here. Do the kids still say dope? I think I actually want a Karn and down tick here. Just like put some poopers into play and run them down. I actually don't drop leagues anymore for a $100 donation. $100 donations now puts you to the top of the queue, but I don't do them. I don't drop leagues anymore for donations. I actually I had a couple too many, that wanted me to do that and drop, and it's just not, it doesn't make for great content, I think. Oh, you know what? This is wrong. This is super wrong. They're gonna make it 2020 and kill me, right? God, what the fuck am I doing? I'm talking to chat is what I'm doing. I guess if they have an abrupt decay here, I'd be in trouble either way. Mistakes were made, chat. This is, I should have cast this. Alright. We did the wrong thing. Alright. Upward, back into the league here.
You lost.
40 minutes.
What about the ultimatum?
I mean, Nivik's not sending money until later anyways. I didn't slam the Blood Moon because I had the Ensnaring Bridge, and like Blood Mooning them and then letting them get no token to the Dark Depths, but I don't know, maybe I should just Blood Moon them more proactively. Like, getting the Karn into play to put a clock out seemed reasonable, but I was probably just playing with fire too much. So part of my big problem with Legacy right now is, like, while these decks that like do explosive things or like lock people out, they're kind of neat to play every once in a while. A lot of the decks that are very interactive and generate longer games in Legacy are all very similar to each other. So I feel like my choices competitively in Legacy right now are like play either super linear decks or something like this that's basically looking to not really play a game of Magic, or it's playing Deathrite Shaman Mush into everyone else's Deathrite Shaman Mush. This archetype's never really, the better versions of this archetype have never really played Koth, because Koth doesn't really work great through Ensnaring Bridge. You want your Planeswalkers to generate card advantage in a deck like this. So, card advantage is the primary purpose of your Planeswalkers. I mean, this is turn 1 Chandra, so I guess I'll keep it. Oh, God. I shouldn't stream. I shouldn't be streaming. This was a turn 1 Chandra, and then I clicked on that land. This is evening streams, chat. This is why I stream during the day. I was on for 7 hours earlier today. This was a mistake.
I'm really good at spending money on the internet.
I guess now I get to keep my Fiery Confluence, but I'm gonna lose my Chandra. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I should have gone City, Mox, this, played the Chandra. No, I think it's right to just windmill the Chandra on 1 there. Like, basically every time. Like, Chandra getting into play, like, feels bad if we get Force of Will, but it's, like, pretty great anywhere other than that. You have a Daze that you're thinking about casting here? That seems incredibly loose. Thoughtseize and Daze in the same deck feel a little bit strange. Yeah, Bayou either means Sultai Delver or 4-color Mush. The 4-color Mush matchup for this deck is okay. You have a lot of cards that say, hey, you don't really get to play Magic. Maybe I'm supposed to play this because they paused like they could have had a Daze last turn. If we get a little bit of damage in, Fiery Confluence like jumps up and kill them, which is nice. What's the enjoyment out of Legacy? If you like doing really busted things or playing pseudo mirror matches, the format's kind of interesting right now.
I'm really good at spending money on the internet, right?
You are definitely good at spending money on the internet.
Too good even.
All right, so do I just want a Confluence here? I think I just want a Confluence here. So I'll let this happen. We'll do 4 damage to my opponent and then deal 1 damage to each creature. Let's see, this could be like actual factual counterspell. Oh, I could have just shattered the artifact, right? Yeah, this should have shattered the artifact. That was a mistake too. Need to push my dork now. Yeah, I don't know. So this is again like a good example of like why I ended up cutting the Magus of the Moons and the Goblin Rabblemaster from this deck when I played it. I really feel like one of the ways this deck is good is by gaining virtual card advantage by blanking cards your opponent could have to play, and playing cards like Rabblemaster and Magus of the Moon felt like I was turning on cards that my opponent has that I otherwise could have just been ignoring by and large. Yep, there's a Leovold. So my opponent could be at 7, and I could have a 1-1 here if I'd have played a little bit better. So this, I would like to state that the current deck that we are playing, this iteration of this deck, this is the more common and more popular build of this archetype. So the deck lists that other people play that have been very successful in other places are playing Goblin Rabblемasters and Magus of the Moons. That being said, if you're interested in the build that I ended up playing, I worked on this deck and I ended up playing it at a team tournament earlier this year, just before Dominaria released. You can check out my articles on Gathering Magic talking about the deck and the decisions I ended up making and why. How many basic lands they have? They only have basic island? Yep. Doing any hex streams this week at some point. I'm not sure when. Maybe on Friday. Friday I have something to do in the morning, and then Grand Prix Las Vegas is going on. So I don't want to stream Magic while they're streaming Modern from the Grand Prix. Get beat down pretty quickly here. That one point of health that we could have dealt extra with that Goblin could definitely come up relevant here. Like the Goblin could have traded with Snapcaster Mage, and if they were at 6, Fiery Confluence could potentially be lethal. It's going to be a 5 mana Force of Will. Looking pretty dead here. Looking pretty dead. It's tough to do Hex in the evenings because the Immortal Gauntlets don't really seem like they're popping off in the evenings. And I was hoping to stream some Immortal. Seemed like they were pretty slow. I was trying to find a match the other night off stream, and it took a long time. I think Turbo Depths and Black Red Reanimator are both much better than Punishing Jund. I think Punishing Jund's a pretty terrible deck in the format. Like, I guess I worked on a build of Punishing Jund that had a white splash for Lingering Souls and played Faithless Looting that felt okay, but I think pretty traditional Punishing Jund feels kind of mediocre against the other decks in the format. You just like don't have enough card selection or advantage to keep up with them by and large. No, this is gonna be my last match tonight. Like I just mentioned before you got here, Speedy, that I was trying to play some Immortal Gauntlets online the other night, and they just like really weren't firing, which was sad. I might try and do one. They seemed like they were doing okay in the afternoon, so I might do one on Friday afternoon. I don't really have good sideboard cards here. I guess Sorcerous Spyglass is fine because it turns off Deathrite Shaman and it locks out Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is decent. Trinisphere isn't particularly impressive in this matchup. I'll just like trade 2 for 2 here. I don't know that Scab-Clan Berserker is good enough. Scab-Clan Berserker is Storm Hate. Scab-Clan Berserker is Storm Hate. I think part of the problem too, Speed, is that like their pack prices are really low right now because of how their economy is shaping up. So it makes it harder to break even on the Immortal Gauntlets too. Welcome to the cult, Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, June 18th. Oh, June 18th. Thank you for the bits.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. I love you. Have a good sleep. I'll bip in a little bit. Got this match and then one more. Then I gotta do some wrap-up stuff and I'll be good to go.
I don't really care. I sleep on my own.
Hear that, chat? She doesn't care about me. Nobody loves me.
Stay up all night.
Nobody loves me.
Bye, chat.
All right. This is just turn 1 Blood Moon, right? We're not here to not turn 1 Blood Moon.
I know chat will miss me, but I'll come visit them again soon.
Okey-doke.
Don't be too sad, chat.
There is no way June 18th can live up to the hype. That's what I'm thinking, Wannabe Beetle. It's going to be impressive if it does.
I don't even know what the hype is to know if it can live up to it.
On June 18th, your life will change forever, but until then, no more donations. I just appreciate that Nivik and Justin had the forethought that, like, everybody who wanted to join the cult had to send me 50 to 100 bits. God bless them. God bless them. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits, Bub Jinxed.
I think nothing. Maybe this is all just a scam.
It's all a scam.
Maybe.
Don't you think my entire job's a scam?
Maybe nothing's gonna happen on June 18th. Maybe we're just gonna.
Toman, thank you for the 7 months and welcome back. I just like how the multicolored frames looked.
They're all gonna unsubscribe and unfollow.
They're all gonna unsubscribe and unfollow. Well, I'm really sad that I cast the wrong spell against that Dark Depths deck last round. Because we are on a spiral down here. Good news, opponent's deck does not have a clock. So, if we draw some lands here, we could probably lock them out of stuff. That's another thing my build did. I played 20 lands. This was my other experience with this deck, is that in addition to Magus of the Moon and Rabblemaster being pretty unimpressive, is that I found myself losing far more games just like not being able to play my cards than I was losing to my opponents actually beating my cards. So I just want to like be able to play my cards consistently. I'm going to concede if we miss a land drop at this next turn again. Give it one more shot. Alright. Alrighty. Blood Sun is fine. It does what you want it to do, which is provide disruption while not providing a body to turn on your opponent's removal spells. It's not a fantastic card, but the fact that it cantrips means the floor on it is very high. So like while the ceiling is lower than a card like Magus of the Moon, the floor is also much, much higher. Like when you draw and play Blood Sun, you're rarely like, oh man, this was terrible. You're like, this was fine and I drew a card, so like it's passable. This will be our last match of the evening. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Remember, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be doing some Modern. We had a bunch of wonderful subs bumped Modern decks for tomorrow, so I'm gonna figure out what exactly we're playing. The top one's actually a dealer's choice, so I need to pick out a deck for that. Then we're gonna play some Modern Belcher and we're gonna run back Enduring Ideal too, it looks like. I appreciate all the subs here this evening. Always, I like doing at least a couple evening streams a week, even if I'm a little bit tired while we do it, because there's always people that can't watch during the day, so I like to make sure that they get some live time, people that largely watch on YouTube. I appreciate the support of folks. Had no idea Blood Sun drew a card until now, right? What's going on, Nick Baker? Howdy, howdy. One more match to wrap up the evening here. Came for the meme, stayed for the Kool-Aid. Tried a version of this a while back with Sin Prodder instead of Rabblemaster. Thoughts? I think while I think Sin Prodder by and large is bad for a lot of the same reasons Rabblemaster is bad. I think turning on your opponent's lightning bolts and their removal spells is just bad. I think I would much rather just like blank those cards and just like gain card advantage by having there be cards in their deck that just don't do anything against us by and large. Like, while Lightning Bolt has some text against our Planeswalkers, it's much, much worse against them because they're all fairly high starting loyalty Planeswalkers. You're talking about Immortal taking a while to fire in Hex. Legacy takes a while to fire here in the evenings, too. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's late. I guess it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast. We already played the Tinfin Depths deck. It was the first deck we played tonight. So we already blew through that one. It'll be up on YouTube later. Well, I just bought Green Black Tasigur, and here's more money. Can you put this into Jeskai Control with Teferi? 10 out of 10 Economic. Thank you. Will do. Thank you for the support as always. Alright, looking forward to this Magus of the Moon dying to a lightning bolt here. Ooh, a brainstorm strategy. Interesting. That narrows it down. It's funny that the basic island narrows down their deck choice more than the brainstorm does, right? So could be miracles, could be miracles, could be sneak and show, could be storm. Could still be any of those things here. If it's sneak and show, that's generally a pretty bad matchup for us. While Ensnaring Bridge does beat some of their stuff. Okay, so probably sneak and show. Probably sneak and show. Which means I want to get this bridge out ASAP. I guess I can just hold the bridge to put it into play off their show and tell. Hey, Crucify MTG. Thanks for the 5-month free subscription. Welcome back. I know. I just asked for Jeskai. I mean, some tier 1 stuff is fine on occasion, right? Like, we're definitely not going to be turning into a mono best deck stream anytime soon, but, you know, occasionally mixing in things like Jund or Jeskai I think is fine. Jeskai at least has a lot of neat lines to it. I think it generates more interesting game plan average than something like Humans, say. Am I supposed to play this Ensnaring Bridge? The problem with holding the bridge now at this point is they can play a 5th land. Ooh, that's interesting. What is going on? Oh, are they miracles? Oh, fuck. I'm not going to have a red mana after they block. Fuck, we're not going to have red mana, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no, we don't have red mana. Oh, no. Where did all my red mana go? Karn, deliver us. You can get Force of Willed and be very sad. Corporate Karn. God, basic. What are they? Are they playing some kind of brew? They must be playing a brew, right? Otherwise, they probably would have gotten Tundra there. I'm actually unsure at this point. It's blue-red cantrips. Cantrippin'. We played that blue-red Bedlam Reveler deck for a little while, right? That seemed like an okay deck. We have a Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void's probably pretty good against tribal cantrips. Jim Davis Miracles didn't have a Volcanic Island in it. He only had one non-basic. There's the basic plane. So is in fact Miracles. Do 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 do. Beep beep. Beep beep doo beep doo. We are very dead now. Beep beep. Do 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 do. Details on Discord are here. There is not a direct invite link. It's all the integration is handled automatically by Twitch and Discord. It's very slick. You'll need to use your desktop web browser to get into the server. You cannot do it using your mobile device. Important thing to note. Actual factual counterspell, eh? Alright, well, we get to jam this Magus of the Moon here. And then we get to potentially play Fiery Confluence next turn, maybe? Reading Pool with the 4-month resubscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, Corporate Card. You have to bite one for the team. Will we ever see you grind the tour again? Only if I win the lottery. Probably not even then. Grinding Magic tournaments is just so long and miserable. The amount of work you do for the amount of money you make is not particularly good. And like, I enjoy playing Magic, but I get to play Magic on the computer here. And I also get to make significantly more money playing Magic on the computer while streaming rather than while traveling. Of course, saying I make significantly more than when I traveled to play Magic is a pretty low bar to leap across. It's a pretty low bar. Yeah, and I don't leave the house, so like I'm home on the weekends to help Christy with the kids and just actually get to play with my kids myself, like. Alright, either this kills Monastery. Even if this kills Monastery Mentor, we're not in an amazing spot, but like that's step one. That's step one. I broke even. I had very reasonable runs on the tour 3 years in a row, and I broke even 3 years in a row. I didn't lose money, and based on what other people apparently make, not losing money is an accomplishment in and of itself, but I definitely didn't make money. And the amount of time I spent to only break even was not insignificant. About to get Spell Piercer Flusterstorm tier. Even if they just like have any other spell, they get to keep Monastery Mentor here, which is still just like ass for us. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, playing the tournaments themselves were fun, but like, you know, sleeping in airports on Sunday nights for Monday morning red-eye flights back, straight, you know, for driving 8 hours, 10 hours sometimes. The time investment is huge. And then like another thing I think a lot of people don't factor in is that like on top of those time investments for like getting to the tournament, you also have to invest a significant amount of time preparing during the week, because like there's no point in traveling to the fucking tournament on the weekend if you're not going to be prepared for it. Yeah. How does Twitch track stream size in an easy to find manner? How do you fall in the Magic community? I know based on estimating the amount of subs that other streamers have, that I am probably I have the second or third most sub points currently out of people that stream Magic full time. And that's like not counting the random Hearthstone streamers that like dip in and stream, what's it called, on occasion. Sent the Twitch Prime sub. I don't have a schedule to watch you with my work schedule, but you can have the free fun bucks. Thank you, Varel. I appreciate the 3 months with that. Welcome back. You think it's possible to do that working a Monday to Friday job? I did part of that working a Monday to Friday job. In fact, I recall a tournament in Kansas City. This is one of my favorite stories. It was a tournament in Kansas City. I actually have more sub points than Newmont as of right now, based on the amount of sub points Newmont had posted on his stream. I'm almost certain Caleb is ahead of me though. I believe Caleb had 2,000 at one point, or right around there. So I was playing an open in Kansas City in February or January, and like one of those months that you shouldn't be driving across the country to play a Magic tournament. And we had a blizzard, and we left Kansas City at 6 p.m. on Sunday night, and we drove for 13 and a half hours on what is normally a six and a half hour drive at most. And I got home at 7:15 on Monday morning. I took a shower, I slept for 30 minutes, and I went to my 9 to 5. It was just and I drove, I think, 7 or 8 of the 13 hours because the other people didn't feel comfortable driving in the snow. I mean, these are the hands I'm signing up to keep, right? Like if maybe Ensnaring Bridge isn't supposed to be in my deck. And we're definitely turn oneing the Chalice. Like that's not close. The question isn't whether we turn on the Chalice, question whether or not we keep. But I think I'm supposed to keep here. I'm not excited about it though. This configuration. So one of the things I did too, if you look at my build of this deck, is no, it actually wasn't a turning point. That Kansas City road trip, I think, was in 2013 or 2014, and I played a ton of tour events 2014, 2015, and 2016 because I was young and dumb and didn't have anything better to do with my time. One of the things I have in my sideboard when I built this deck is I didn't play any Graveyard Hate because I just said, fuck it, we're going to lose to Reanimator, because even with this Graveyard Hate, you're going to lose to Reanimator a lot of the time in my experience when I was testing this deck. So I have more tools for beating decks like Death and Taxes and Miracles in my configuration of the Mono Red Stompy deck, as opposed to this variation which has less. Alright, we're trying another Chalice of the Void here. Thanks. I had a lot of fun. Dressing up. Black Red Reanimator is very good. The deck is one of the better decks in the format, I think. It's very powerful and very consistent at what it does. The Player of the Year. Are we done with the tour? I mean, to be fair, I probably would have done what Tom Ross did, to be honest. Tom Ross didn't play that many tour events after he won their Player of the Year, because while Player of the Year was great, they cut the Players' Championship, which was just like this giant fucking middle finger. It was honestly more of them cutting the PC plus, because like I didn't start streaming full-time right away after I stopped grinding the tour, right? And this is another reason why. Yeah,
I know that this build of this deck has been the most successful consistently, but this league, and I definitely punted our first match loss. Like, we started 2-0. I almost certainly should have won this match 3 against Dark Depths. I think this build and this deck in general has a very good Dark Depths matchup, but playing those games really reminded me of why I came to the conclusions that I came to when I played this deck, and I really think these cards are rancid. I'm really not a fan of them. I think they turn on too many cards out of the opponent that would otherwise be bad draws against us. I think a lot of the decks you want Magus of the Moon against have Punishing Fire or Lightning Bolt to kill Magus of the Moon while they're locked out of the game. I think you should probably have 20 lands so you can play your spells consistently instead of sitting there bricking off and dying. You can find my articles here. I think Karn is great in this deck. I think the last time I played this deck was before Dominaria, so my build didn't have Karn. But if you go to my articles there, go to my articles there. I conceded there because they had a million cards in hand and we had nothing going on. We had no pressure. We had just pure misery, life EV. Yeah, just like we're very, very unlikely to win the game from there. So, tour schedule is absolutely trash to the Midwest next season. I mean, the tour schedule is always trash. Everybody in every part of the country thinks that there aren't enough Magic events near them. So, like, the actual answer is that, like, if you want to play a bunch of Magic, you should play Magic online, or you're gonna need to fly every weekend or drive very, very long distances. Like, that's just the TLDR of it. The United States is, when I hear people in other countries complain that the United States gets too many Magic tournaments compared to them, I always want to be like, do you know how fucking large the United States is? Like, me driving to another state in the United States is like driving to other countries in lots of parts of Europe. Like, sure, the United States gets a lot, yeah, nobody wants to travel. Yeah, and I understand that, right? Like, if someone who's traveled a fuck ton, I get not wanting to travel to Magic tournaments, because, like, the cash EV is low, so, like, you have to get a lot of enjoyment out of it to, like, be worth the thing. I think I like the Stronghold version. You should look at the videos we played on my channel. Look at the last Black Red Reanimator list we played. I think I remember liking it. If you don't want to watch the whole video, you should always cut to the end, like this segment now, where I'm just like bullshitting and talking about the deck. And I always kind of give my feedback on the specific build. Or I try to remember to do that and talk about things I liked and things I didn't like. Three days of driving. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, folks. Yeah, like I said, I like this archetype. I know this one puts these Rabblmasters of Magus of the Moon puts up results. I think Karn is probably very good and worth testing. I don't know if I like trimming Chandra. I think she's probably still this card. This card kills people really fucking fast. Just like, it gets to ultimate, and it makes mana too. Like, this deck loses City of Traitors, then has trouble making mana. So, like, Chandra's, even though she can't kill Planeswalkers anymore, she's still very reasonable. And again, like I said, I think this. No, I'm done playing games tonight. I'm about to sign off. So I think this is kind of nonsense. I think you're kind of a dog to Reanimator anyways, and these are very narrow slots to still end up being a dog. So I'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll be doing some Modern tomorrow, and I'll be back with Legacy at some point in the future. For people that aren't familiar, just whenever Legacy gets to the highest point in the queue. It actually wasn't even at the highest point in the queue, right? These decks were lower than some of the Modern decks, but I wanted to play through a couple of them because I know people have been waiting for them. I like to get Legacy in at least once or twice a week. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some Modern. Thanks, as always, for the support, folks. And remember, if you missed it, I'm going to upload and publish on YouTube now. Exclamation. There we go. That link right there. Thanks, Nick Baker. Everybody have a good night.